Hello everyone! So, it's Mr. DASANTE, aka Daniel Sante, aka Suit Bay, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about procrastination. Why? Because procrastination is very common amongst all of us. We all procrastinate from time to time. Sometimes we set ourselves a deadline for next week, and what do? We brush it off and we just keep leaving it day after day, and next week comes. So in this video, I'm going to be giving the different strategies in order to break the cycle of procrastination. Because one thing about procrastination and success don't go hand in hand. You're either one or the other. You can't be successful while you're procrastinating because you're never getting nothing complete. So you got to choose one or the other. And so let's choose success. So the first tip I'll suggest is create a plan. Have a schedule. Write down what you need to do on a daily basis, because when you write down what you need to do on a daily basis, you're more likely to take accountability. When you're more likely to take accountability, you're more likely going to get the stuff done, because it makes life so much easier. Because when you look at your plan, by all means necessary, I need to get this complete, because if I don't get it complete, then I haven't been productive for today. Because if you don't have things written down, you start to come up with excuses in your head. Oh, I can do it this time, I can do it that time, I can do it when, I can do it then. And then you're never really getting things done. But when you write it down, like I said, you have clarity, and then you're going to take accountability. So you're more likely going to do it, because if you don't do it, you don't have a productive day. Which in turn, you taking accountability gets you closer to your dreams, because you're actually completing the task. You're taking the necessary steps that get you closer to your goals. So we need to stop procrastinating. Create a schedule, guys, honestly. Tip number 2, organize your personal space. So what do I mean by this? We all have a space where we're most productive. Like with me, for example, if I'm in a space where my room or my place is not tidy, I've noticed that my mind feels messy, and so then I'm less likely motivated to get things done. But when I've tidied up my room and I've put things in order, I have a clearer mindset, So I always see it as sort of therapy. When I'm tidying up, when I'm cleaning up, it actually helps me and puts me in a mood to get my task completed. So guys, create your own personal space and make sure you're productive while you do it. Because actually having a messy space, right, can actually affect your mental health, because there's nothing in order, everything's all over the place. You have junk food here, you haven't washed your plates, etc. So guys, create that space where you're focused, so your mind is clear. Because if you have a tidy room, your productivity will increase. I'm telling you, you're gonna skyrocket. Tip number 3, have deadlines. Set yourself deadlines. For whatever goal you have, whatever plan you have, make sure there's a due date, because when you have a due date, you hold yourself accountable. This is the main message in avoiding procrastination, is taking accountability. Because once you take accountability and you set a deadline, by all means necessary, this date, I need to get this done. And if I don't get it done, then I haven't been productive. And once you've set these deadlines, please make sure you commit to it, because you need to commit to your plans. That's the only way you're going to get it done. You need to commit. Whoever writes down their plans and commits to it will eventually succeed. That's just the formula. That's what, when God created the universe, that's the laws he put in place. That if you set plans, right, and you commit to it over a long period of time, yes, there will be failures, and some days you're not going to get everything done. But if you're consistent in executing what you say you're going to do, and you're a man or a woman of your word, it shall happen. But if you write down goals and then you don't set deadlines, and you just, some days you do it, some days you don't, then you're not really going to get far. And this is why it's good to set deadlines. Because if you don't set deadlines, you might end up with mediocre results. And trust me, you don't want mediocre results. You're not here to be average. You're here to do great things. You're here to be successful. Tip number 4, set yourself realistic goals. And what I mean by that, just take a step back. You can set unrealistic goals for your dreams, but the steps you need to take need to be realistic, that you can commit to every day, that's going to get you to that unrealistic goal years later or a year later. So guys, set realistic goals that you can actually commit to. So for example, when I shoot content, right? When I shoot content for my social media, I always make sure that I set a deadline for me to complete it, because at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. Of course, you need to be consistent and you need to show up every day, but also you want your work to be quality. So you need to also set yourself realistic goals and set a time frame for when you can actually complete all these tasks. Because you don't want to rush things, you don't want to just rush things so you can just tick it off that you've done it. Because at the end of the day, fast is the enemy of progress. Don't try to speed things up sometimes. Sometimes you need to take your time and make sure that you get the right things out of what you're pursuing. You want to complete things in the right time, because at the end of the day, when you create quality content or whatever you do, when you do it quality, right, you're more likely going to want to repeat that behavior, because there's quality. If there's no quality and you focus on just quantity, you're not gonna feel motivated, because the result is just gonna be mediocre. You want great results, right? But you want quality results. When you don't stick to your schedule, trust me guys, it sets you up for failure. It literally sets you up for failure, because It shows that you're not committed. Why do you want to be successful if you can't even commit to the little task that you have? In order to reach the heights that you want to reach, you need to be consistent. That's what it takes. And you need to set deadlines, you need to be realistic, and you need to focus on quality. That's the only way you're gonna get there. And I believe one area affects the other. So if you're blessed with other things in your life, you're more likely not gonna commit to that as well, because it's a character trait that you're building within yourself. So if you're able to commit to your goals and commit to the plans that you've written down, then you're more likely gonna do well in other areas of your life because you commit to yourself. You commit to your plans, you say whatever you say, you actually do, and you do it in a realistic time period. So guys, set deadlines, write down what you want, and go for it. Just go for it. Look, some deadlines will take you weeks, some deadlines will take you months, some deadlines will take you years, but guys, it's all part of the process. Good things take time, so be patient and enjoy the process, because there's something you can still learn. Some things will take time, but that's good because you're learning something. So when you get it, you can keep it. Remember this, guys, fast is the enemy of progress. If you rush things, you won't really get there, you know? And even if you get there, you won't be able to keep it because you rushed it. So be patient, enjoy the process, trust the process, and just keep showing up, be consistent, set those deadlines, and go for it. Good things take time, remember that, guys. Tip number 5, accountability. And what do I mean by accountability? One way to take accountability is also to surround yourself with people that want to see you do well. You know why? Because then they're going to hold you accountable to the goals you set. So sometimes with some of the goals you set, you could tell a friend that you trust, you know, you could tell a family member that you trust, so then they can hold you accountable, because sometimes if they're checking in on you on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, it keeps you on your toes, because you also don't want to disappoint them, because you don't also want to show them that you can't even keep to what you say. So sometimes it's good to tell your friend, a close loved one, or someone that you care about what you're doing, because they can actually help guide you, because they can call you out on it, because you said you're going to do this on this date, so you better do it. And this is why any form of relationships is very important. If you have a partner, for example, and they motivate you to be a better version of yourself, you're more likely going to do well. And this is why surrounding yourself with people that are going to hold you accountable, that want you to do well, will increase your chances of you succeeding. But if you're surrounding yourself with people that don't necessarily believe in the goals you have, or don't believe in goals period, and don't even have goals, then you're less likely going to achieve yours, because you're always going to be distracted. Because if you hang around lazy people, then you're likely going to be lazy. If you hang around hardworking people, then you're very likely going to work hard. This is just how it is, you know. There's a famous saying that if you spend time at the barber shop, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Because basically the environment you surround yourself with, that really affects what you do. So it affects your work ethic. So you got to be around those type of individuals that are setting goals, because if they are people that stick to their words and they're doing their goals, you're going to do yours. You know, you're going to achieve yours, because you also want to be in that environment with them, and so they're going to hold you accountable. Because having an accountability partner is such a great blessing if you have a great one. Because let me give you an example. Someone that goes to the gym. If you go to the gym, you can go to the gym and work out by yourself, but maybe some days, if you don't feel like doing it, then you're not really going to work out. But imagine you training with someone that actually loves the gym, that goes to the gym. What's going to happen? You're going to go to the gym if you have them as a partner, because they're going to drag you to the gym. So that's an example that you can also apply in other areas of your life. If you're around hardworking people that are always on their grind and they're always focused, they're very likely going to push you to be focused. You know why? Because energy transfers. So you got to surround yourself with people with that type of energy, that want to do well, that have goals, that stick to their goals, and that have evidence of them actually achieving it. Because if you have an accountability partner, they're going to push you. They're going to push you to your limit. They're going to push you to places where you didn't even know you could go, you know, because there's a lot of things that we can achieve out of our life that we don't even know we can do, you know. A lot of us have a limiting belief, and we believe, oh, this is the level. But sometimes when you have someone that's a blessing, they can literally push you past, you know, the potential you thought you had, because you probably have a higher potential than you think you do. And the only way you can figure that out is by surrounding yourself with people that also have potential. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. And this is why they say, if you're the smartest in the room, you need to leave that room and go into a room where you're the least smartest, because that's where you're going to learn. I see that the same with accountability. If you are surrounding yourself with people that work harder than you, then you're more likely going to step up and work hard. So another example I can give was when I was in university back in the day. I remember, you know, it was hard to study at times. You know, I have a short attention span, so I couldn't focus. So you know what I would purposely do? I would purposely go into the quiet room. There was a quiet room where a lot of people were studying and there was no noise. And the reason why I did that is because I knew that if I put myself in that environment where I can see people working hard and they're putting effort and they're focused, I'm more likely to focus. Because if I see that person doing work and I see she's doing work and he's doing work, then what's stopping me? So I gotta make sure that I step up. So putting myself in that environment just makes life easier for me. So in conclusion, put yourself in those environments that will push you to be greater, because greatness is what you want to achieve, right? You want to achieve those things that you have on your mind, then you got to put yourself in environments where you can take the necessary steps to get to those goals. But always remember, guys, even if you have an accountability partner, that's a good thing. But you also need to remember, you need to be your own source of motivation. because maybe one day your accountability partner's not there. Then what are you going to do? Are you going to stop? No, you're not going to stop, because you need to keep going. So you still need to be your own source of motivation. You need to have that discipline and take responsibility and accountability for yourself. That's the only way success will find you. Because look, people are gonna come in and out of your life, but you're always gonna have yourself. You're with yourself from when you're born to the day you pass away. So you need to learn to get along with yourself. So you need to learn to be your own source of motivation and step up and take accountability and reflect and write down what you need to do. This is the only way you can get to your goals and to your destination. And of course, it's great to have accountability partners, but at the end of the day, it starts with you. You need to be your own source of motivation. The success starts from within you, from what you do, the habits you developed. The other people can see the potential and guide you along the way. They can motivate you, but you can only be the person that pushes yourself to actually do it in terms of actions. Because you need to believe in yourself before anything else can come your way. You can't just rely on people to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself first, and the people see that you have that potential, and then they're gonna believe in you. That's how it goes. It starts from you. So the next tip I have for you guys is minimize distractions. And what do I mean by minimize distractions? So as you can see right now, I have my phone on me. So your phone can be one of the biggest distractions for you. And the reason why is because there's so much stuff going on in the world, right? There's so much social media, apps, etc. And if you're not someone that can be focused and you're not focused on your task, your phone can be a big distraction. So what I suggest, and this is something I do personally, is every time I'm in focus mode, I put my phone on airplane mode, or I put my phone on silent. And so for that, it just keeps me focused, and then I set my deadline, and then when I have my deadline, then I put my phone back on. It just makes life easier, because with this day and age of social media, there's so many distractions, and we all have a short attention span. So I'll say, look, guys, put your phone on airplane mode, or literally put it on silent, and then you can focus better. Because even if it's for an hour or even 30 minutes, this will benefit you in the long run. Because look, your phone's not running away from you, yeah? Whatever's going on social media is going on social media. Social media is always going to be there. You need to get your tasks done. You have dreams to catch. So you don't want social media to be a big distraction. Like they say, most people on social media are consumers. There's only a few people that are actually producing. So I would say spend more time being productive than being distracted with your phone. Because the more tasks you get completed and done, the less guilty you'll feel when you're scrolling through your phone. There's nothing wrong with being on your phone. Look, we're all social beings. We all need to connect with each other. But at the end of the day, you got a dream to catch. And if you got a dream to catch, you need to be productive. Then after, you can go on your phone. So like I said, you can set an hour. You can just put your phone on airplane mode, get your stuff done. Because after you've been productive, you can go on your phone and you can look at any videos and be entertained, But if you haven't worked and you haven't put in the work, then it's a waste of time. Because if you don't put your phone on silence or airplane mode, you're just gonna be getting calls here, notifications here, text here, and you're just gonna be distracted. You're not gonna be productive. So guys, look, put your phone on airplane mode and focus. Because if you keep paying attention to all these notifications, what will happen is you get distracted 1 minute, and then you realize you haven't got the tasks that you want to get done because you've been focused on your phone. And this is what happens over time. And the next minute, you just spent the whole day just on your phone doing nothing. Literally nothing. Because change only comes when you decide to change your behaviors. Okay, another task I have for you guys is break down your tasks. So what I mean by that is you're not going to be able to complete everything in one day. Some things take time. So I remember when I was in university, for example, I would have an essay that might have been 10,000 words, 3,000 words. Of course, I couldn't complete it in one day, but I set necessarily tasks each day, maybe to do 500 words a day. But then over a period of time, I was able to get my task completed, and this is what I'm saying. A house is not built in one day. You need to lay the foundations. Brick by brick, a house is built, but it takes time. Because if you rush the task and try and do it all in one day, the quality won't be great. Another tip I have is always reward yourself for the hard work you've put in, because if you reward yourself, you're more likely going to repeat that behavior because you want that positive reinforcement. Because when you work hard and you reward yourself, you won't feel guilty because you've put the work in, so you do deserve the reward. So guys, that was the video. Those were the steps that you need to take to minimize procrastination. If you guys like these type of videos, feel free to subscribe. I have many more videos coming out. Stay blessed.